I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. My mother was an amateur photographer and my uncle was an amateur photographer. So I saw a lot of photography, and everybody in my family loved to take pictures. My mother was a very smart person. She always played the piano. On that piano was always that sheet of music. And I don't care how many times it got worn out and dog-eared, that was like, that's his house, you know, she played it over and over again until she got it down. I went to Ohio University and studied photography under Clarence H. White Jr., who was Clarence H. White Sr.'s son, who Sr. was part of the F-64 group, which includes Ansel Adams and Weston, all that whole California guys. And I left school because I had an epiphany or something in my head about the fact that they were still killing people down south. And there was a lot of racism going on, even in school. We couldn't get haircuts at OU in the town at that time. And there were places we couldn't go. The black students couldn't go. I woke up one morning and I said, I'm going to New York. And I had written Gordon Parks through my junior year because my uncle said, why don't you find somebody black that's doing what you want to do? I said, there's nobody black. But I asked my teacher, Walter B. Allen, I said, are there any black photographers? He said, I think there's a guy in New York named Gordon Parks. So I wrote him a letter to Life magazine and he wrote me back. He said, you can live with me and my family. So I lived there in the house and worked with Gordon at Life magazine that whole summer. It was years before I photographed Gordon. Taking a photograph was a really, it was a ritual act, really, because you were capturing somebody's spirit at that moment in time. And when other people looked at pictures that I did, it gave me a window into their soul. I think it was either that winter, 60 or 61, when I got out of the Navy, and I didn't have a job, and I had a camera, I had a Leica, that was it. So it started to snow, and I'm just looking out the window. And I see this guy, well, I wasn't sure I had it until I dated the negative. I said, yeah, that's it. A lot of people bought it because it's a black man in a white world. Okay, symbolism, you know, but like, basically it's just the footsteps in the snow, this guy walking. And you can see he's like, you know, but that's been one of my favorite pictures, footsteps, or black man in a white world. I think all the photographs that I take have to have, for me, this sense of time and this sense of the feeling. You know, I like shadows, you know. There's 3 long shadows. These little girls walk down the street talking, click, and there it was. I just had a feeling about it. Ray called me because he saw a picture that I had done of Louis Armstrong, and he asked me to come to Harlem and help these guys out. He said, we need help, man. Somebody, he said, professional help, you're a professional. So I went up and I talked to the guys, and so we started meeting and talking. Everybody said, Kamonji, Kamonji. He said, Kamonji for you, it's not Kamonji, it's Kamonge, Kamonge, Kamonge. So we decided that would be the name. I was the only person that didn't vote for it. So we all just got together and talked about stuff, and then they said, well, man, what are we gonna do? I said, well, the images that they're doing of us in the newspapers and stuff is terrible. And they always show the black person in a negative light. So we decided that we would take that over and photograph our people in a positive way and in a positive light. There's a lot of mystery around taking pictures. You have to look. Now, how do you capture the meaning of this particular spirit? That's invisible, you know? When do you press that shutter? When do you know you have it? It's when your heart, when this thing is overflowing. Kamonge is family, we're a family. You argue and fight and you stay together. You never lose sight of what you're there to do.